to rush, this might take us a while, yeah. I left all the doors unlocked and you said you're on.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's wig is from KF Beauty U on AliExpress. I will leave all the information and the link for this wig down in the description below. This is what the wig looks like right out of the pack. The hair is very soft. I didn't get much tangling or shedding. So to start off customizing this wig, I'm going to go in with some Gorilla Snot gel, and I'm going to use a brush. This is like the typical brush that you use to apply like dye on hair. I'm just going to use that brush to apply that Gorilla Snot to the lace so that I can use this to protect the knots. And I didn't put like a super thick coat. I didn't want it to take forever to dry. You want it to be completely dry before you watercolor the wig, so you can like blow dry it. I just let it sit for a while I went and did my wig cap, but you can definitely blow dry it till it's completely dry before dunking it in the water. Then I went in with some boiling hot water and I mixed jet black dye and royal navy together because I wanted the hair to be like a blue black. They do sell, Adore does sell like a blue black dye in just one bottle, but I like to do it this way because I like to just have like more dye. I don't know, I just like to do it this way, but they do sell like blue black, so if that's much easier for you than buying like two separate dyes, you can definitely do that. So I used one full bottle of the jet black and then half a bottle of the royal navy. I mixed those two together and then I just dunked the wig in to the water repeatedly just to coat all of the strands of hair. I didn't have like a brush handy, but I recommend you have like a brush or a comb just to brush the dye through the hair and make sure it coats like all the strands, and also to coat like the knots on the front of the wig, because like you'll see later in the video that I didn't get like all of the hair jet black in the very front, so it did bleach a little bit when I bleached the knots. And then you also want to leave your wig in the water just sitting in there for about 15 minutes just to soak up the dye. So this is what my wig looked like after I had completely washed out all of the dye. As you can see, the lace is not stained at all and the hair is jet black now. It usually comes in like the natural brown color, which is why I like to dye it jet black. So I just wanted to show you guys that the Gorilla Snot did work out for me. Next, I'm going to go in with the Adore Crystal Clear, and this is kind of like a top coat in a sense to your wig to add like shine to whatever color you dyed your wig. That's what the Crystal Clear does. I saw it on TikTok and I wanted to try it out because I am making a wig tips that I learned on TikTok video for you guys. So I was like trying out different things just to let you know what works and what doesn't, and I really did like this. I feel like it did make my hair a lot shinier, but that's all it does, and you dye it the same way. I haven't seen anyone use the watercolor method with this dye. I've seen everybody like hand apply the Crystal Clear, so I went ahead and just hand dyed it and just ran it through all of the hair. And you can let this sit for about 10 to 15 minutes as well. I didn't, I just rinsed it right out because I had like more to do on the wig, so I didn't really have like a lot of time to let it sit. But I went ahead and washed it out, and I just kept washing it until like the water ran clear. And so far I am loving this wig. It was super easy to work with. The hair on it was super soft, and this process was pretty smooth. So after I got done rinsing that out, I went in with my Got To Be and I sprayed that along the hairlines so that I could comb all the hairs back, like all the flyaways, before I bleached my knots. This just helps you to prevent like bleaching unnecessary hair, you know, because it won't be like in the way. And this is what the knots look like up close. So to start off with bleaching my knots, I went in with my bleaching powder, the BW2, and I paired that with the 40 volume developer. I just like for my knots to bleach a little bit quicker, so I combined those two together until I got a pretty thick paste. You want it to be actually thicker than this so that it doesn't like shake off of the brush when you like jiggle it. This was okay like for me, but you want it to be much thicker than that because you don't want it to run through the lace and bleach the hair. And you'll see why you want it to be thicker than this. I'll show like how the knots came out in the next clip. You'll see that I bleached some of the hair because it kind of went through the lace and got on the hair a little bit. So this is just a clip of what it looked like right after I applied it. And then this is what it looked like 25 minutes after I let the bleach sit on. So you can see that it bleached the hair a little bit. So next I'm gonna pluck the wig. This wig really, like, it came pre-plucked, so I really did not need to pluck it. But if you like to pluck it even more for like a more natural look, I kind of pluck twice in the same spot, and then I skip a spot, maybe about like a centimeter, and then I pluck 2 more times, and then I skip a centimeter and I pluck 2 more times, and I kind of follow that same pattern. I am gonna turn the wig so you can see like how it turns out after I've plucked the area. So you can see that you won't pluck too much in one area if you follow that pattern. But I will be making a detailed video on how to do this, where I can like explain it better and show you other methods of plucking. So once I finished this, I moved on to installing the wig. The first thing I'm gonna do is clean around my hairline with 99% alcohol, just to make sure there's no oil or dirt or like any makeup or anything right around my hairline, so that the glue will stick well. Then I'm gonna go in with my wig cap. I already have on one wig cap because my hair is not cornrowed. So I just wanted it to be flat. So I just left that wig cap on, and then I put on another one on top of it. And I am trying like a different ball cap method than I usually do. I know like you've probably seen a couple of people do this type of ball cap method. I don't like it at all. I feel like it's wholly unnecessary for me to pull this like all the way down across my eyes, and it reminds me of that scene from Django. I just didn't like having to like cut like holes by my eyes. Like my eyes were so irritated, and I just felt like I looked goofy. So to adhere my wig cap, or to start my ball cap process, I'm gonna take my Ghost Bond glue and put that along my hairline. And you want to put it in front of your hairline, not on top of your hair. You don't want to get any glue on your hair. I got glue on my hair, but I'm telling you, you don't want to get glue on your hair, because it will cause you to lose your edges if you're constantly like putting glue on your hairline. So you want to make sure it's in front of your hairline, and that even when you're like spreading it back a little bit, it's still not getting on your hair. And then after that, I'm gonna go in with my Ebin adhesive spray in the black can, and I'm just gonna spray that kind of like in the, you can see exactly where I'm spraying it. I don't really know how to like explain where I'm spraying it, but it's like basically right behind where I put the glue. You don't have to go too far back. This will just help melt the wig cap in further, and basically the more you stretch the wig cap, the thinner it is and the easier it is to melt. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray this Ebin tinted lace in medium brown. This is like a lace tint. I'm gonna spray this on the cap, and I'm also gonna add this matte powder foundation just to help me match the cap with my skin tone a little bit more. And I like to put the makeup on before I cut the cap, because I feel like it just melts better. It just looks better. You can definitely put the makeup on after you cut it if it's easier for you. I just like to do it this way. So I kind of put it like right where I put the glue, and like a little bit in front of where I put the glue before I start to cut the cap. And now I'm gonna cut the cap. I prefer to use scissors when I do this, and not like a razor. Smaller scissors are better because you can get kind of like closer, but I didn't have any. If you don't have like smaller scissors or like good regular size scissors, then you can definitely still use a razor, but I just prefer scissors for the ball cap. So I'll just keep cutting along the edges, and then once I finish cutting, I'm gonna just take the piece that's left over, and I'm gonna cut it in half and then tie it into like a bow, just to keep my wig cap like tight and secure. So now that I am done, pretty much done with my ball cap, I'm gonna go ahead and start fitting the wig to my head. And right now I'm just gonna cut off the ear tabs. It pretty much fit like my head, my hairline for the most part. I didn't really have any issues with sizing. I would say that I have a medium sized head, so this fit pretty well. I just cut off basically like the extra lace that was covering my ears. And then I went ahead and detangled the wig, and I parted it down the middle because that's where I wanted my part for this install. And then I took the wig off, and I went off camera, and I flat ironed it off camera just to save some time. So next I went back in with that even tinted spray, and I sprayed it all on the inside of the wig. I didn't spray too heavily to where it's like super thick. Like I did like a light hand, and I just covered like all of the parting space in the inside of the wig. And then I just put it back on just to see how it was looking. So I think that this color, this tint spray is pretty close to my skin tone. I feel like it matches pretty well, but I feel like the undertones of this shade in the tinted spray doesn't always like match. Like I can't really like explain it, but it does help for me to have a more like scalp like look. So I went ahead and did that. And now I'm just going to start the process of installing my wig. I'm gonna let you guys watch me do that. It's pretty much the same process that I always use. I just apply 2 layers of that Ghost Bond, and once it gets like tacky, I just pull the wig right on top and press the wig down like into the glue using my comb. So I'm gonna let you guys watch me do that, and then I'll be back. So while my lace is melting under my elastic band, I decided to go ahead and clean up the part and style this wig a little bit. I did want to show you guys that the wig was kind of thin in the front, so that's why I ended up having to cut it. I wanted it to be like all the same length all the way around, but it was just much thinner in the front, like where it would frame my face, and I didn't like that. So I just went in and kind of cut the hair at an angle because I still wanted length like in the back. And I just cut the same way on both sides, and then I also cut like the bottom of the wig. I just cut it like straight across. So once I got done doing that, I just put all my hair to the back. I moved it to the back so that I could go ahead and cut off the lace. I like to cut off my lace using an eyebrow razor, so I just went in with an eyebrow razor and cut along my hairline. And I usually leave like extra lace around the hair that's like where my temples are, because my hairline is low. I do have a low hairline. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I have like hair that's like pretty close to the top of my eyebrows, like the arch of my brows. So I like to leave extra lace like right there to kind of help me keep my lace glued to my skin and to just melt my baby hairs in that area without the lace lifting. And then next I'm going to start working on the baby hairs. I didn't include all the steps for the baby hairs. It's the same like method that I usually do. If you guys want like a tutorial on like fluffy baby hairs, I am going to be making one soon, so just stay tuned for that. once I've separated my baby hairs, I'm just going to spray some of that Ebin adhesive spray on my fingertip, and I'm going to press that into the very edges of the lace. Some of the lace wasn't like completely glued down, and I didn't want to add more glue to the very edges, so I just used the adhesive spray to melt that in. And then I'm going to put my elastic band on and just let that melt for a little bit. So while that was melting, I went off camera and I changed my shirt. I wanted to go ahead and just change my shirt before I finished my hair so that I could just film the outro when I got done. So here I'm just like shortening the baby hairs, and then I'm gonna take my mini my mini flat iron, and I'm gonna curl my baby hairs downward. I don't like to curl them up. I prefer to curl them down. I like how they swoop better this way. So I just curled them down, and then I just kind of used a combination of mousse and Ebin adhesive spray to just swoop them. Like I said, I didn't include all the steps, but I am going to be making a separate tutorial on that. So now that my baby hairs are done and my hair is pretty much styled, I'm just going to go in with my LA Girl Pro Conceal and put that on my part just to make my part pop a little bit more. So right after this, like I said, I was about to film my outro, so I went ahead and did my makeup, and then right when I finished, I got makeup on my shirt. So I ended up having to change. This is how my hair came out. I really did like this wig. I would order it again. The hair is very soft, and the wig was super like affordable and easy to work with. I'll leave everything, all the information for the wig and the link down below in the description box, so make sure you check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.